me?
For real, can you guys hear us? Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Okay, I'm done, chill. Sorry. It's just.
So, can y'all hear us? So they can hear
Can
the
you hear
intro
us?
music, but not the microphones.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yep. There it is. We got it.
Oh my God. Yes.
Looks like it
Let's
resolved
go.
itself. So everybody, so TD and Richie were having this same issue over on the round table, and they only had to restart theirs once. So we figured when we heard him say that, we figured we'd try again, and here it is.
Oh,
Stinking
thank God.
YouTube.
Stupid YouTube, I'm telling you. Oh,
No, it was
man.
StreamYard's fault. YouTube has the best servers, and they are a great partner.
Exactly. YouTube is a great partner
They
to
have
Miss
the best
Phins.
hosting.
Hello, people. Yes. They have the best everything. Hit that like button, guys. Well, this is gonna be impromptu. What's up, everybody? It only took us an hour to get this technical difficulty, but clearly we knew it wasn't just us. Other content creators were having the same issue this morning. But at least I'm glad we were able to bring this to you guys live from our studios in South Florida.
Now just just volume yourself up just a smidge, Miss Finns. You're a little quieter than I normally hear you.
So I'm not yelling this time.
Well, you're like you don't ever yell, but I usually can hear a little more volume.
Let me see if I can.
Like most of the time, I have to turn my Oh wait, hold on. Before you do that, let me turn mine back up.
Might be you.
All right, you all right? You're all right.
Okay. But you can hear me. Everybody can hear us. Okay,
No, not
you don't
anymore.
have to. No,
Just kidding.
bro, bro, not that cool.
How would
Look,
I be able to say no if I couldn't hear you?
yeah, yo, I'm blaming on our defense.
Well, I don't know, but Tua has a degree in communications, so
Does he
maybe it's
really?
his fault.
The past strings were brought to you by 5 and Below Noise Canceling.
Right, brought to you by Raycons.
Oh,
Miss Finns, if
snap,
you ever doing a Raycon
bro.
commercial, I'm quitting your show.
Oh my God. Yep.
Just
But
kidding.
you
Make all the
okay.
money you can. Don't let me tell you that.
No.
If
It's
Raycons
cool.
wants you to do a spot, do it. It's still money.
Listen, hey.
Yo, if Raycon
Oh,
ever wanted me to do a spot, I would have to tell the audience. I'd be like, I'm sorry, guys, but you got to bear with me. Get your Raycons today.
wait a minute. What do you mean you can't hear us? Don't tell me that.
Oh, Lance is messing around.
No, I'm literally. You don't understand. Yo,
It
I'm messing with
it
me.
must be cold. It must be cold in Missouri today.
What's up, Adam S? What's up, everybody? Well, there goes my chance of having a great day. Another one of our awesome members, Mr. Michael K. Emojis. Oh, Miss Vince. Okay. What's up, Michelle? Man, you know what? I know what's up. All them 20 years that didn't want to hear me talk about Tua, they're all up in my system trying to get me to stop. But guess what? You can't. You can't. You can't. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to continue. Can you hear me, though? Can you? But for real, though, guys, if you can hear me, put the number 8 in the comment section. Put the number 8 in the chat, please. Number 8, please. Put the 8 or 88. 8 or 88. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. I'm freaking out so much. You don't understand. Dude, like the amount of stress, like literally my
Oh,
entire body right now. I'm
yeah.
so ridiculously stressed.
Speaking of 88, I mean, really? You think you could get 4 receptions, maybe? Just 4?
What do you mean?
Number 88, you think he could have got 4 receptions?
Oh, Mr. Gesepsi.
Think he could bother himself to catch 4 passes?
He didn't do it. Aw. But how many opportunities did he get?
Not many.
Eh,
He was thrown to that other tight end all night.
Yeah. Which one? EOS, not Eosivas.
No, Hudson or something.
Okay, good. 88. 8. Steve, thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I tell
Okay,
you what did
well,
happen last night, Miss Spins.
what happened
I
last
hit
night?
the 5th leg of a 5-leg parlay.
Stop, for real?
I
How
did.
much did
Joe
you make?
Burrow threw for over 274 and a half last night.
Joe, Joe Burr. Listen,
Yeah.
guys, the level of adrenaline, 88 for life, Green Iron Gang. Let's go. JC, I love you, man. And I love your little like design thingy. That's what a Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah,
That's
no
their
doubt.
true logo.
That
Right
must
there.
be he must have bought that from Michael K. I heard Michael K's starting up a new graphic design studio. And yeah, it's his first product right there.
I love it.
That's
Love it.
that's
Bring
his
back
first
88.
sale.
I'm all for it, man. Oh, snap. I had this whole show planned out. Everything ready to go, bookmark all of it. This this morning. Oh
Well,
Lord.
didn't that just sum up the entire career of Tua Tagovailoa? I mean, didn't it effectively still do the same
Ladies
show?
and gentlemen, that was everything you needed to know about the Miami Dolphins under Tua
Like
Tagovailoa.
failure to launch,
Mm, for real at this point. Oh man. I'll tell you this. I just can't. Little Red Jet. What's up, Little Red Jet? Welcome. Good morning. We had a blast. We'll have to do it again, girl. Hey, what's up? Thank you. I was looking for you. Thank you so much for coming through. So this is Little Red Jet and her boo. She was one of the Jets fans, and her boyfriend too. Her husband. I marry everybody, so it's okay. We're at the round table on Saturday and on Sunday. We had a blast. I got them completely schmammered. But that's you already know. Your mother already knows. That's what I do. So we had a great time. I'll tell you that. It was awesome. A great time. So yeah.
By the way, I will be sending you my invoice for the text
For
amendments.
my for your IT stuff. Just to suck. Yeah, I know. But the Jets fans were pretty dope. I'm not even gonna pretend like they're not. I had a blast with all the Jets fans. Man, seriously, I really did. I'll tell you this though. Thank God we won because Little Red Jet, you already know. I was talking so much smack yesterday. It was kind of embarrassing. I'm like, I literally can't physically make it there if, like, I can't even show my face nowhere if, you know, if we lose. Like, that would have been the most embarrassing thing ever. So, yeah, not a good look. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay. Well, color. We are discussing again, Mister the YouTubes, and thank you so much, YouTube, for being so great and for making sure that this gets broadcasted. They're amazing. Did I do that right? Yep, it was a good game. Color, are you not? Oh no,
Yeah, I'm
Samuel's
here.
our MVP for keeping us in the game. Facts. Jonu's my MVP. But we gotta talk about Tua, Dua, Shua, Mua. That's who we gotta talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna deep dive into Tua real quick. How did he do? Do you agree with what happened for the Dolphins? Was this that you thought the Dolphins can add to it? And now that I got a partner today, I'm gonna be able to have that conversation with y'all's. So let's go ahead and do that because right now,
You
literally,
realize that Jason Sanders kicked for more yardage than
no,
than
no
Tyreek
way,
had in receiving?
no way.
110 yards
Seriously,
on 2 kicks.
didn't Tyreek have
58,
110?
58 and 52. That's 110 yards on 2 kicks.
He had a 58-yard.
Yeah, the
What?
first one was a 58-yarder, yeah.
Yo, for real?
I know they don't report it
No,
in
no,
the
no.
stadium.
The first one is 39-yard
No,
field goal.
well, I forgot about the little one, but yeah. He
Yeah,
had a
the
58 and
second
a
one,
52.
the 24. The third one was a 57-yard
Oh,
field goal. So,
57. They called it 58 on the TV.
honestly, I don't ever, you know, I'm on the window to
Called it
soul.
58 on the TV. Maybe I'm just remember wrong. Either way, 109 yards on 2 kicks.
So we're gonna break this down because look, I know people are pissed about how the Dolphins maybe perhaps Tua didn't do all that. Some people are saying it was against the Jets. Okay, it was this. Da, da, da. And yeah, I know you did say it was 57 too. I heard that as well. So. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, Tua Tagovailoa in this particular game wasn't too bad. Right now, his regular season stats. Let me just put this over here so y'all can see it with me. His regular season. These are his regular
Look,
season stats so
look,
far.
Lance remembers more of what I said than I do. As I called it 57 during the game.
He did call it 57. That's why I was
That's a
like,
bad memory. That's a bad memory, Lance, right there. Wow.
it's okay, bro. It's okay.
That's
Shout
funny.
out to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate all of you faithful followers that stayed and came back. Thank you so much. We had to literally do this. This is what the fourth stream, right? Isn't this the third stream? The third stream. So yeah. But Tua right now so far for the season, he's got 2,456 yards, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 61.3 QBR. We're gonna talk about this game because in this particular game, he had 33 of 47, 70.2 completion percentage, 331 yards. His average was 7 yards per play, 2 touchdowns. His longest was 21, and his passer rating was 104.1. That's Pro Bowl numbers since he came back. Hey, I know Pro Bowls mean so much to some people, not to me. But real quick, since now y'all can hear me, y'all see the girl? Yo, girl got her hair done. Yeah, yeah. I got the golden honey. It's in here. So I appreciate you guys. Cause yesterday, oh, she was mad at me. I ended up being like 20 minutes late. But it's okay. My hairstyle is colored. Not that you know about that, but you have a barber, so that's different. Um, this is my only issue with Tua Tagovailoa. I know a lot of people are gonna pretend like it's not a true thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Tua Tagovailoa had a good game. Whether you like it or not, he had a good game. Numbers wise, he hit the marks that we were looking for Over 300 yards, check. Over 70% completion or 70 plus, check. At least 2 to 3 tutties, check. No interceptions, check. And over 100 passer rating. He got all that. Literally. He got all of that. For this particular game. It's exactly numbers wise what we wanted. Tua did exactly what we needed him to do, which was to put up points with this offense. But one thing that I am a little bit concerned, and I'm going to come over here to show you guys, is the fact that, let's do this play by play real quick. So we got the first drive, 8 yards. We got a tutty, missed the PAT, obviously. How many field goals did we have? 1, 2, 3 field goals. 4 field goals. We had 4 field goals. Only 2 touchdowns. Now, I will say, 6 scoring drives, that's still a good thing. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first half. 4 drives in the first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drives in the second half. So that's 9 drives that we had. They ended up having total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 what do you call it? 9 total drives as well. So it was 9 and 9. Guys, the only major criticism I have to say about Tua is that he didn't use his tight end all game. Yeah, grounded. He used him in the aftermath in OT, but what are we trying to save players for? You got to be utilizing all your weapons. But I also found it to be extremely frustrating that in the first half we are getting scores, but in the second half, 3 and out, 3 and out, touchdown, 3 and out, field goal. We had 1, 2, 3 punts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say we scored just field goals, at least field goals for these three drives. That's 9 more points. That would have put us at 35. It would have been 35 to 26. We should have had we had no business in being this close with the Jets, none whatsoever.
Wait, 3 more field goals, that would have been 41.
No. I'm not talking about the touchdown from overtime. I'm just keeping it regular.
Oh, I see
Regular,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Right.
Because
Because we
look, we
wouldn't have,
have three
we
and
wouldn't have had to
outs.
go to overtime. Right.
What I'm
I got
trying to show people is that the offense in the second half completely stalled. Completely stalled. Back to back
I'm
punts.
willing to chalk it up to a divisional matchup, Ms. Phins, for the time being. I don't want to. I want to have some kind of excitement and hope for this game coming up. So I'm going to chalk it up to a divisional game against the top 3 defense with a washed up Hall of Fame quarterback that is still better than the Tim Boyle option,
Oh,
because we put 74 points on them last year and beat them pretty handily both times. But they had Tim Boyle at quarterback. So if y'all don't think that a Hall of Fame, even a washed up Hall of Fame quarterback, don't make a difference, there he is. There's the evidence. Because we scored this, we still put, we scored the same 30 plus on them that we did both games last year. So I'd like to just chalk this up to a divisional matchup and see if we can't bring something to the table against the Texans.
I love it. And this is
Yeah.
why So this is what
Ain't over till it's over. We have a chance
I
to go
always say
get
that.
500 this week. You know what I mean?
I always say that it is not over till it's over. This is why, because people were like, I can't believe you're so happy we played the Jets. I was like, first of all, I always bring in the perspective of I understand the team that we played. This is a trash team, a bum team. Let me say bum because they're, you know, I like their fans. At least the ones I met in person, they're pretty cool. But this is a bad team we played. We're a mid team. They're a bad team. We should have blown them out. This should have been 40-10. Hell, last year we went 30-0. You know what I mean?
And then 34 to something, 15 or
Exactly.
something like that. Yeah,
So,
we put
granted,
74 points on them in 2 games. And that was a top 3 defense last year, too. But remember what everybody told me, Miss Phins, when I was trying to tell everybody, hey, 2 is all right. We just put 74 points on a top 3 defense. Everybody told me that defense had checked out already.
okay, because they don't have
Well, we're in the
contracts they want to
same time
get.
of the year this year, and they're top 3. All of a sudden, Tua is a god because he put up 32 points on a top 3 defense. Well, okay, I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to go ride with that. So let's go into Houston next week and do it again
I just
because
expect
the
for us
Houston's
to
defense ain't as
make it
good.
happen.
Houston's got a good defense, but they ain't the Jets.
No, no, they're not. But they are. Jets gave up. You think so?
What's that?
Lance says Jets gave up. I don't think so
Well,
whatsoever. First of
I
all,
believe
every
that.
single one of these players, they have to. They're playing for something. You know, they still playing for a um, well, contracts and stuff like that. So yeah. Actually, they got a worse draft pick, draft order. They went down in the draft order. They were at 7 and they moved down at 8 after losing, which I find it hilarious. Don't ask me how that happened, but they literally went down because Richie was talking about it.
I mean, if they threw the game, and that's true, it doesn't matter anyway because if we fix the mistakes that we were making, as Miss Finns pointed out, we had 3 punts in the second half. If we fix those mistakes, we don't need them to throw the game anyway. So the point is, if those mistakes get fixed, we can actually beat the Texans. We've said it all year. If we get a high level of execution, we can beat anybody. So the problem is against the good teams and the bad situations and the big moments, we don't execute at a high level. It's not because we can't, it's because we don't. So if we do, we can beat the Texans. So again, like I've kept the same energy since we were 2-6, Miss Fins. We were a 2-6 team. Now we're a 6-7 team. You are what your record says you are. So what are we going to be next Monday morning? Are we going to be 500? Are we going to be a 500 team, or are we going to be a 6-8 team? That's up to our players. It's not up to the Texans. It's up to our players.
They have to execute. Now,
Bottom line.
with
And it's the only reason I even have a shred of hope left is because I know we can.
in the last 5 games, Tua has been averaging um 30 completions on average. He's been averaging completions out
And
of
that's great as long as it's 35 attempts. We'd be golden.
yeah. Well, he's actually averaging. I'm kind of doing it on my head, but he's averaging around 36.
That's not bad.
30
That's
out of
not bad.
36 completions,
That's
which is
actually
not bad at
nice
all.
for an average. You know what I mean? We just need to make sure we have that average during a game, not 47 like last week, and then 20 another week. You know what I mean? We need to have that consistent 35 as a perfect sweet spot for us.
Yeah, because we
I
need
think
a
because
balance.
if we're
We
getting
need
35 attempts, that means we're still running the ball fairly effectively. You know what I mean? 47 attempts means you're not running the ball.
no, which he's done that. 47 in the last game, 47 in the
uh,
game before,
20,
46
25
in the
for
game.
us probably means we're running the ball too much. But at 30 to 35 pass attempts is a perfect sweet spot for our team. And that's that would signal balance to me.
Yeah, out of like he's averaging around 39. Um 39.4 is what I just did. I did it on the top of my head.
Right.
So I was
And
like
that
36,
probably is
39.
inflated a
That's about
little
right.
from last week, 47 attempts,
Yeah,
but
but well,
just
versus
a
the
little
Rams,
bit.
he only had 28, so it still
I
averages
mean,
out.
this week though he had 47. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Some
So
weeks it's 20 and some weeks it's 47, but if we can consistently get it to that average of 35, that would be perfect.
exactly. Hmm. Yep. So
I
he's
mean, if we're
averaging
getting
about 30 completions out of 40. That's
yeah,
what
I
he's
mean
averaging
if
so
we're
far.
getting 30 for 35 and 370 yards with 110 rushing, we're beating the Texans. That's all there is to
Yeah.
it.
Yep. And you know what? Fin fans are so delusional, it's laughable. We're not delusional. Well, not all of us. But some of us
No, no, not
are.
delusional, Cliff. A shred of hope is what I said.
A shred
I
of
have
hope.
a shred of hope.
So essentially, he's averaging within the last 5 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, since he's been back. Well, not since he's been back, but within the last 5 weeks. Because didn't he play the Cardinal game too? So if we're not, I'm not
Yes.
adding the Cardinal game. I'm just doing the last 5 games. That means he's averaging 30 completions out of 40 attempts with a 75% completion percentage. That's the
Mhm.
average. Um, those are good numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Those are good numbers. The only problem with those numbers is this one problem that people don't want to talk about, and this is the offense, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be mad at me. It's the offense. But if the offense doesn't put up points, we don't win games. And in the last 5 weeks, we're averaging 28 points within the last 5 weeks. That's what we're averaging.
Which means that would
That's
have barely squeaked out a win against the trash Jets. That would have been a 2-point win against the Jets. So we did overachieve a little bit this week.
we absolutely did. But I like
And
to
to be
bring
fair,
things
the
into
defense
perspective.
underachieved a little bit because our average was 22 and we gave up 26. So, the washed up Hall of Fame overachieved by 4 points. I'll take it.
So we're
Especially if we're scoring
averaging,
more than them, I'm fine with that.
yeah.
The guy's a washed up Hall of Fame quarterback with a future Hall of Fame wide receiver and another wide receiver that is well on his way to being that good. So, I mean, it ain't no surprise to me they cooked our secondary.
So that's the offense, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Which he's part of, okay? What's up, New Feeling? One of our awesome members. Welcome. What's up, Joe Riz? Good morning from Atlanta. Dude, you're just like everywhere. I mean, I
Yep.
don't need to know your personal life, but I feel like you work from home. That's all it takes to say. What's up, couple of live beautiful people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So that's the offense in the last
By
five
the
games.
way, can I reiterate
Go
that
ahead.
and stress
Go ahead.
that they cooked our secondary? That way everybody knows I said our secondary got cooked so they don't think that
I think you gotta say
I'm
it one more
overly
time
exaggerating for the
for the people in
defense.
the back. For the people in the back, please go ahead and say it one more time.
Our secondary got cooked this week.
You know what's funny? Guess how many points in the last 5 weeks our defense is giving up?
I don't even want to know. because it keeps going up on the average. So I
No,
don't even
just
want to
guess.
know.
Just guess. The last 5 weeks
Oh,
out of all the
what?
games.
29? It's ridiculous.
You're not gonna believe it. So that's why I'm asking. 29. What do you
25?
guys think? What do you guys think?
25?
What do you guys think? It's the
Well, I know that we're at about 23 on the season, so last 5 games would probably be around 25. 25 to 29.
Dolphin says the defense is giving up around 27 points a game. Okay. Any other guesses for the defense? How much the defense is giving up? Hmm? Anybody else? Anybody else? Actually, I find it interesting that one of the two of them got it right. 21 points, ladies and gentlemen.
No way. How's that
All right.
possible?
26 to the Jets, 30 to the Packers, 15 to New England, 19 to the Raiders, 15 to the Rams.
Oh, you're not counting the Buffalo Bills and the Cardinals.
I said the last 5 games. That's what we're
Oh,
gonna
I see.
focus
I
on.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget. Yeah,
only gonna focus on the last 5 games.
okay.
Those are the most relevant games right now that we have. The last 5 games. That's where we're at right now. In the last 5 games, the offense has scored 28 points. The defense has
But
allowed
wouldn't it be
21
fair
points.
since we're playing the Texans? Wouldn't it be fair to include the Cardinals and Buffalo in that average? Since they know how to put up points on our defense.
Well, it's because all of my numbers they were literally just showing the last 5 games,
Oh, I
so
know, I know. I'm
I'd
just
have
saying,
to add
like
more
we know that
information.
those two teams can score points, and we know the Texans can score points. So it would be a
Look at
better
this one.
indicator if we added those 2 games into the average.
God, color. Now you're gonna make me put up all the stupid games and add these to the averages. You suck.
I got the color calculator right here. I can help you if you just list the
You
numbers.
know what? You know what? Nah, screw that then. If y'all gonna be such PNCs, then we're gonna do it like this. Out of all of the games that Tua has played,
Oh, so you're going to count?
including
Okay, that's fair because that'll
uh,
include the 30 something for Buffalo
hey, I'm not gonna do more math.
or lack thereof.
Okay, offense. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, so 20 points to the Jags, 10 points to the Buffalo Bills. 27 points our offense scored versus Arizona. Another 27 points versus
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Plus 15 points versus the Rams. These are just the games to a play because I don't want to hear nothing about we had bombs playing. Whatever. Plus 34 points versus the Raiders, 34 points again versus the Patriots, 17 points. Uh, we scored versus the Packers, and now 32 points versus the
Divided by
Jets.
9, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
24.
That means this offense in the last
I mean, that's quite an improvement from 12.
5 games, the last well, all two games, because
well, keep in mind, Ms. Phins, the last time we did this calculation 2 weeks ago, just 2 a games was at like 19 points per game. So we are
which is true.
steadily improving. We are on an upward trajectory, like I said 2 weeks ago we were, and it's still continuing. So
Now let's
yeah,
do the defense because I want to make sure people see this.
okay.
So
By
the
the way, this
defense
should be the
allowed.
score when we get this defensive number
Hmm.
and we got the offense at 24. This should be roughly the score of this week's game. Just say it. Go ahead. Give me the numbers.
Okay, so you've got 31 points the defense allowed for Buffalo.
Wait, what about the Jags?
Oh, my bad. 17 points.
Okay.
17 points for the Jags. 31 points for the Bills. The defense allowed 28 points to the Cardinals. Then 30 points to the Bills. Then 15 points to the Rams. Then 19
19.
points to the Raiders. Then 15 to the Patriots. They allowed 30 to the Packers, and then 26 to the Jets. Divided by 9, that is 23.4 points.
23.4.
So let's
Wow.
say
We're
technically that's
going
less,
to
so
win
we'll
by a
round
half
down
point, everybody.
pretty much.
Now let's say
23.
we overachieve by a field goal, 27, and the
Holy
Packers
smokes.
overachieve by a field goal. That's still 27 to 26. And that's going to be my score prediction this week. 27 to 26. Miami Dolphins stun the Texans at
Dang,
home.
I'm booking it right now. Is that what we're saying?
Remember that for
Book
tomorrow
it.
night, because I don't want to change my number.
Oh, damn. So you're going to make me go do this, aren't you?
Well, just remember 27 for us. I can remember a 1-point difference.
Oh, okay. Let me see here. So that's where we're
Because you
having
would
right
you would
now
you
for the
would you would
entire.
expect to believe that the Texans will score every one of our 23 and a half points we give up on defense,
Oh, 1,000%, John.
because they have a good team. So you got to figure we're going to give up our average on defense at least. If they overachieve by 3 or 4 points, if they overachieve by 4 and we overachieve on offense by 3, it's a tie ball game at 27.
Mm,
Now we would have to
hold-
go and look at what they give up on defense, what we give up, what
which
they
we can
score
do
on
that on
offense.
Friday, but
But
this
the, the
is.
the problem with that is what they give up on defense is going to be challenged by what we score on offense, and that's a skewed number because the sample size is lower, right?
27,
So
26
if we
Dolphins.
were to go on our season average of points scored, we ain't even coming close to winning this game. You know what I mean? It'd be 27 to 20
Look at
Texans.
this color. I'll be in Germany next week. Bro, you definitely work from home. I don't care
Right
what
on.
anybody tells me. I love it, though. I love it, man. Barry Jackson said yesterday our defense hasn't played nobody. It's only good against bad teams, like you guys say about Tua. There's
Like,
nothing.
tell us something we don't know.
Yeah, I was like, that's
This is the
true.
problem I have with our
It
beat
doesn't
writers.
matter.
They post
Like,
irrelevant nonsense like that.
I'm like,
Like
yeah,
we
that's
don't
what's
already
true.
know that. You know what I mean? They're just trying to stir the pot. Just like an AB bot took the bait. It's only against like you guys like to
What is
say
this?
about Tua. Yeah, we say it about Tua and we say it about the defense.
We said about the whole team.
The whole team can't beat a good team.
Yeah. If you're taking a look at, and I'm not even adding the non-Tua games, the 9 games he played, ladies and gentlemen, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4.
But when you play 15 games against good teams, and every time they score over 30 points on you, except one, and you don't game plan for that, that's on your coach and your offense. What are you supposed to do overnight for your defense to stop giving up that kind of score to those teams? There's nothing you can do. You have to accept that your defense is mediocre and you have to score more points on offense.
And
That's what
again, it's a
everybody else
new.
does. That's what the Bengals do whenever they do win. Okay. That's what everybody does.
I don't even know who won yesterday. Who won yesterday?
The Bengals.
The Bengals? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, good, good. I think the
Yeah,
Bengals to
AB,
win.
we're cry about Tua because he's the one in control. The defense is never in control. It literally is by definition never in control. The offense is. So I'm sorry. Yes, the offense is going to get 2/3 of the credit and blame and the defense is going to get 1/3 every single game until we get to the point where our defense is so bad that there's nothing any offense can do. That's called the Cincinnati Bengals. Until that happens, our offense can win these games because our defense is not giving up, other than in junk time, more than 35. I mean, it just is what it is. You know going in when you're facing a good team that they're going to put points on this defense. You're not going to fix that overnight. But when you've got the ball in your hands and you've got control of the play, you can fix that overnight because you can just do something different. You know, it just
So
is what it is. If you want to win, if you want to fix the
our
defense,
defense sucks.
look, if you want
See,
to
this is
fix
the
the
stuff that
team,
I can't take.
if you want to fix the team, then let's talk about how bad the defense is in the offseason. You ain't fixing it tonight. Okay? What you can fix is the amount of points you score. And if your
Reverse that.
defense, even in its bad state, is giving up 30 points, then you need to score 31. That is all there is to it. If you expect to win this year. If you don't expect to win this year, then let's talk about how bad the defense is. Fine. But it's not changing tomorrow. So if you want to get excited for this rest of this season and you expect us to win, you're going to have to deal with the fact that we've got to put up more points than they give up. Or you've got to blame the offense. One or the other. You can't, either you're out on the season or you want to do something to continue to win. Our defense ain't fixing nothing overnight. It's defense. Okay? It's like if you're in a castle and your defense is what it is and you've got a broken wall. You don't worry about that wall anymore. You try to attack the people that will exploit that weakness and hope you
Oh
can
my
get them
God.
and hope you can put them down before they get to the broken part of your wall.
No flipping way, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some great info for you. What are JBs? The D shut down the Rams, so you never know. Offense keeps scoring, and we got a chance. The thing
Exactly.
is, hold up, because I understand where they're coming from. The defense blows. Okay, fine. If the defense blows, they blow. They suck. Great. But this is the thing. They're doing average. They're 14th right now in the league in points allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, um, that's still that's literally mid.
Right, right.
Our offense is still 26. You do realize that our defense is literally outperforming our offense. That's what you guys don't understand.
Can I answer Tony's question real quick? I totally respect the question. Um, it's not so much that I'm blaming the offense. It's just accepting the fact that a defensive flaw could only be temporary. It's defense. It could just be something that the offense exploited because they get paid too. So when it comes to defense, I look at it as a macro performance. Did your defense do enough to give your offense a chance to score more points than the other team? And if they check that box, then you should be able to find a way to win games. Otherwise, your season's over anyway, and you might as well then talk about how to fix the flaws on the defense. The flaws on the defense could be temporary. And we have seen our defense, yes, against bad teams with great performances. However, though we have to keep the same energy. If we're going to talk about bad defenses, then let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about the fact that the Rams, until junk time, were doing just fine stopping the Buffalo Bills. The Rams put 44 points on the Buffalo Bills defense. Is their defense bad now?
I mean,
And if our defense held that same Rams team to 15 points, what's that say about our defense? You guys expect way too much out of an NFL defense. There has been, I don't even know if there's been a shutout this year. I don't even think
for
there's been a
us,
shutout
no.
this year.
Oh, for anybody? No, 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 no.
Right. So is
Our
32
offense has been
defenses that
top
bad?
5 since Tua's return, Miss Finn. Stop it.
Yeah, I get it. Again, Tony, they have control of that. The defense doesn't. The defense can only try to stop them.
Mm.
There's no guarantee. It's not like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm this." I mean, they're human, bro. You know what I mean? So is the offense, but the offense has the advantage of knowing the play and having control of the football. Even if you weight that 51% to 49, it still should be the offense's responsibility to overcome. There is not a single game we've played this year that our top 5 offense didn't have the ability to score more points than the other team.
No, that is true.
Unless you think that our top 5 offense cannot score 33 points, because we would have at least 3 more wins right now if we could have just put 33 points on various teams.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Cardinals, Bills
again,
again,
maybe
Green Bay.
you guys think I'm lying. I don't just come up with these numbers myself.
It's not like our defense just started giving up 30 points to good teams. They've been doing it for 5 seasons now.
Can you tell me what
And
this
the
says?
reason we built the offense we did is because we know we're not getting lower than 22 points a game on defense. That's why we built the offense we did.
Right
I
here,
just
color.
don't
Can
get
you read
this
that?
back and forth all the time. Our defense is what it is. It's not getting any better. It might,
Hold on.
but you can't like, you have to go into these games knowing, look, if I score 40 points, it don't matter what happens. Now, I know that's not a guarantee, but if you're
Mhm.
going to it with that mentality, I bet you put up a 30 burger 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, I understand, Tony.
And you can say
But
the exact same thing in reverse.
every
You
time I
can literally say the
criticize,
same thing in
here's the
reverse.
thing. Here's the thing. Every time I criticize the defense, Tony, I never said one word about the offense before I said something about the defense. It was AB that came in here saying what he said about blaming Tua or whatever else. I started criticizing the defense, and I had to have some sly, slick-tongued guy like AB come in here saying, "Oh, but you don't keep the same energy for the offense or whatever." Like, so how are we supposed to criticize the defense without blaming the offense when everybody assumes we're blaming the offense
Exactly. It's because people
by
are making
apologizing for the
assumptions.
defense?
They're making assumptions. Look, uh, let me go ahead and
I
read
think
this.
when, in other words, when you could ask me the same question in reverse, right? But I wait. When people start talking about 20 missed tackles is when I apologize for the defense. Not when they're sitting there going, well, this and that and talking about the offense and I start apologizing for the defense. No. It don't work that way. Everybody came right out, started talking about the 20 missed tackles without talking anything about the offense. And I'm just simply saying that the flaws on our defense as to the reasons why we're 5-7 or 6-7, the flaws on our defense as pertains to our record is a footnote. It's a footnote. I'm sorry. Yes, it's bad. Yes, we have problems. But it's a
Yeah,
footnote, Tony.
color.
Well,
Let me get on this
I'm
real
talking
quick.
about apologizing in the sense of I'm an apologist for the team, like I'm a Dolphin fan, so I'm going to be an apologist.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
When I've
okay. Let
tried to
me.
apologize for the offense last year, I got told that the Jets defense checked out on the season. When I tell everybody that we put up 74 points on that top 3 defense last year, they all told me the defense checked out. So I wasn't allowed to give credit to Tua last year. So I'm not doing it anymore, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be slapped in the face every time I try to give the man credit.
Okay. Okay. Now, color.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that. So, but I know that you were very passionate about what you're saying. Now, let me get through this. You say, why apologize for facts, though? Well, the facts are because Tony wants to only be selective about when since Tua's been back, quote unquote, our offense is top five. I completely disagree, but this is what we're currently doing. This is a fact right here. Because see, the games that Tua's not here is still Tua's games. That's what people don't understand. Just because he's not here, especially because he got injured, he's on IR. He injured himself and he put himself on IR. Our offense so far throughout the season, week 14, this is a fact, is scoring 20.3 points per game. That's 23rd in the league. Is that not a fact? Is that because this is what we're talking about? Why would you apologize for facts though? These are facts. Our defense are allowing 22.5 points per game. That is true. They're tied 14th. So they're giving up more than our offense is putting up. No, it's not a fact. So you're not being selective? That's not being a fact.
Well, to that
Like,
to that example,
no, no,
Miss
color.
Phins.
Let me finish. Hold on
Okay,
before
go
you
ahead.
go. Let me finish. Especially when it comes to Tua, because I know people are super sensitive about him. And I wasn't even trying to try it. I was trying to give him, I was trying to give him some kudos because to me, this is a good game from him. I'm so happy that we were able to get the numbers that we got from him and that we were able to secure the game. Because this is what I expect from my offense, what I expect from my starting quarterback, for him to make plays. That's why when I said yesterday, fourth quarter comeback, check. Overtime comeback, check. Tua did what he did. Now, again, I put it into context. This is a bad team that we played. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Tua still had a good game. In my opinion, he did. One thing I will highly criticize him on is the fact that he not once utilized his tight end till overtime. To me, that's ridiculous. When John has been the most consistent weapon you've had since you've been back. That is my major criticism for him. I'm also gonna criticize him on the fact that there was still a lot of meat left on the bone, especially in those three and out. There were multiple plays where Tua decided not to, or I guess decided to throw to a player who was double covered, triple covered. But if had he just looked at the opposite side or even in the middle, he would have had a much better play and would have actually secured the first down to continue the drive. Those are the things I'm going to criticize because those are the things I saw that he needed to improve on in this particular game. But just because the Jets suck, realistically, their offense sucks, their defense is still pretty good. Their defense is still top 10. So our offense can only go up against their defense. This is why on Friday, when I did the game preview, guys, I broke it down. Our offense versus their defense, our defense versus their offense. Those are the matchups that we had to deal with. And in my opinion, our offense did what they needed to do versus their defense. Now, granted, I know some people are gonna put, well, Sauce wasn't there. All he does is hold anyway, so I don't care. Sauce wasn't there. They were missing a couple other defensive players. True. But like I tell Dolphin fans, I tell this to any other team. It don't matter if you're playing, some of your players are out. You gotta play the people that you play, and you gotta play the team that you have in front of you. So at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from the fact that this was still a good offensive game from Tua. But there were still too many opportunities there that we did not capitalize on, specifically in the second half, because the first half we were able to score. But in the second half, we stalled. We only scored out of the 5 drives 2 times. We punted in 3 of them. And I know for a fact at least one I saw where we had the tight end in the middle. We could have continued to drive and we didn't even hit him. I don't even know what I can't even tell you specifically what play we ended up or what player we ended up throwing the ball to. Nobody's saying, see, unlike you and some people, I don't consider anybody saying that you have to be perfect. The word perfection never came out. That only comes out when you're talking about the 1972 Miami Dolphins. That's the only perfection I expect. But I'm not talking you're a misfit, so it should have been perfect. Got it. No, see, you're being an absolutist. I am not that person. I don't believe in always or never or perfect because those do not work in my realm, which is reality.
Miss Phins, you mind if I plug another show?
No, not
Okay.
right now. I'm gonna plug them in a second.
Well, I know. I
Okay.
just wanted. I just wanted to make a statement, but it's going to include a plug, so I wanted to
Oh
make
no
sure it
no
was
no! I'm
okay.
gonna plug them because
Well,
I'm
go ahead.
listening.
But what I was going to say was that Tony, it's completely different when I listen to somebody like you objectively point out flaws on our defense. It doesn't bother me. I actually enjoy it. I think it's right. I think it's a good thing to do for somebody to do. I think that the community needs us to do that. What bothers me, not anything, because you guys are objective. You guys, when I hear you criticizing the
No,
defense,
they're not.
it's because I know where you're coming from with that,
No, they're
right? But what I saw yesterday on Twitter was somebody say, and we all know who that somebody is, because
not. I
when
don't.
we say something that the Tua lovers consider stupid, we get told we're stupid, we're delusional, we don't know football, all of that. But what I saw from one of those people yesterday, a tweet that says, LOL at all the people who thought Weaver was a candidate for a head coaching job. So, in other words, Tony, this person thought that defensive performance Sunday was so bad that Weaver is now no longer a candidate for head coach somewhere. That is ridiculous. And nobody, not one person, told that person that they were delusional.
No, you're not. You are delusional, Tony.
Well, hold on a second. What I'm saying, Ms. Fans, is that tweet that I just illustrated to you, not one person told that person they were delusional, right? So I replied into the tweet and I said, well, it's interesting because Vance Joseph defense doesn't even near come close, doesn't even stand in the shadow of Weaver's defense. Yet Vance Joseph got hired as head coach by the Denver Broncos the year right after his defense was 29th ranked in yardage. You know what our ranking is in yardage? Ninth. And you're going to tell me because of Sunday that Weaver is no longer a head coaching candidate. That's what we're supposed to take seriously from people in YouTube Dolphins community. That's what the content creators at YouTube are expecting us to believe, that Weaver is no longer a head coaching candidate because of last week's performance, Tony. Now, are you going to tell me objectively that our defense was so bad Sunday that Weaver does no longer deserve a head coaching spot? Or is that what you're going to tell me? I mean, I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying this is why it gets me fired up and why I end up acting as an apologist for the defense. When people like that come out and say, LOL at the people who thought Weaver was a head coaching candidate, while Vance Joseph sits over in Denver. When he had a bad year as their head coach, did they fire him? No. They demoted him back to D.C., where he currently resides as the Broncos defensive coordinator to this day. 29th ranked in yardage allowed for us. That's what his defense was in 2017. The year that we went on a run where Tannehill got injured and Matt Moore got destroyed by Pittsburgh. Our defense was 29th ranked in yardage allowed that year. And that man got a head coaching job. So people on these people in the community got to miss me with this idea that Weaver is no longer a head coaching candidate because of what we saw Sunday.
I'm
Like
not
for real,
paying attention
they're
to
way
people
blowing it out of
who
proportion.
say that. I'm
And
not
we know
paying attention
why
to
they're
anybody
blowing
who
it out of
says that.
proportion. They're blowing it out of proportion because they want to continue to pump the narrative that you know who is the reason for the season.
No, no.
Wow, man, I just cooked her right off the stage, man. Look at that. But Tony, you do not fit that description. You and what the guys got going on over there, I absolutely love it. So keep doing what you're doing, and don't think I'm ever coming at you because you're pointing out the flaws in our defense. You're right to do that, and I want to stress that you are right to do that.
So let me, because I'm trying to make a point here, color. But I appreciate you. I completely still getting used to this computer. So, oops, I exited out of this puppy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the problem that I have is that people jump down people's throats without hearing the entire point that someone's trying to make. I can't even give props to Tua without somebody coming down my throat. So I'm just gonna ignore you guys until I say what I want to say. Because at the end of the day, it's all that matters. Feel free to make your own show, your own channel, and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Okay? A. B. Let me continue. See, I don't have selectivism. I like to look at the entire broad picture. And when people want to talk about facts, well, guess what? The games Tua wasn't playing this year are on him as well. So this 23rd ranking for our offense, he owns at 20.3. Even if we've been averaging for the last 5 games 28 points per game that he's played in, he owns the 20.3 points per game. This defense this year is tied for 14th at giving up 22.5 points per game, which by the way went up from 22.3 points per game before this game. So it slightly went up. But so did our offense. Our offense went up by an entire point. This time before we played this last game, we were at 19.3 points per game. We were at 26 in offensive points for, meaning scoring points per game. That's what that means. We were 26. We moved up to 23rd after this game. And now we're 20.3 points per game this season, including games he wasn't here.
See, you're doing it again, AB.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm
The
not ignoring
offense ain't
everybody.
play. I'm just saying the offense
No,
ain't
I'm
played
not.
nobody either.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna
I
do it.
just think it's funny. I like
I'm
the
not paying
offense ain't
attention
played
to it.
nobody either.
Exactly.
The team is the team.
Two things can be true,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
because
I thought we were supposed
you
to
and I
look at
know
it as a
logic,
team, Miss
but some
Phins.
people don't know
Aren't
logic.
we? Aren't we supposed to look at it as a team? Like,
We're not, because we're selective. Again, I'm not a selective person. It's not all or nothing for me. In this particular game, I tell you right now, being in that stadium watching that game live, I was so heated when our defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. I was so mad. I'm like, this is just bum Jets. Why are they gaining on us?
normally, I would say
Why are they doing
divisional game, Miss Phins. Normally, I would say 3 field goals or however many we scored and a low scoring slugfest all day is precisely what division games usually give you.
exactly? Which is the same conversation I have with
Normally, that's
somebody
what I would
yesterday.
say. And
This is,
hey, great, we got the win.
I'm glad we got the win, because I would if this would have been this week I would have roasted this
I
team.
mean, I mean, look, it's fair to say that, look, we beat the Patriots all the time when they were the best. I
Yeah,
mean, and we were the
exactly.
worst. I mean, it's fair to say divisional matchups just give you that kind of ball game.
Guys, I need your help real quick though. We need to get to 50 likes. Right now we got over 50 people in here and only 16 likes.
Now
We
that's
tried
fair,
this
Tony.
puppy three. We gotta get these likes up. So I need you guys to exit the chat, go hit the like button and come right back because that's the only way that you guys are gonna be supporting this. So please hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Okay? I need that like button hit in order for us to continue because right now this is too much work, too much emotional damage for us to be going to, especially if I gotta hear from some
Mhm.
people who all they do is complain.
And I think
Um,
Tony just made a fair statement. He says, "What was the Jets' offensive
I can
ranking?"
tell you
And
right now.
that's fair. I mean,
Hold
the
on,
Jets were
wait, I'm
garbage.
gonna show you right now.
I mean, but I'm saying what his point is that the Jets were garbage, and our defense to give it up to them like that kind of stinks.
Oh, the
I would
Jets
just say
are
that I'm
what,
not one of
1 point behind us?
the
19th.
only thing I'd say is that I'm not one of those people that thinks Aaron Rodgers couldn't do that to anybody in any given game. So that would be the only thing I could come back with, and it's not very strong. So you're right, Tony.
No, here it is, Tony. Their offense is currently ranked 25th, which
Yeah,
well
it's
we were 26th at
true.
19.3 points per game.
But
Their
our offense
defense is
doesn't play our defense. Theirs does.
color. Dang it. Let
I
me
know. I'm
finish
just
this.
saying. It's bad, Miss Fitz. It's bad.
Our points against for the Jets, their defense, what they give up, they're 19th at giving up 23.1 points per game.
And we couldn't put 40 on them.
That's that's here. You want to know? You see what I mean? You want to know?
I know.
See, I
It's
gotta
a
go through
team
the
game. Like I
entire.
said, I'm trying to keep the energy they want me to keep. It's a team game.
It is
Our
a. It's
team, our
always been a
team
team game.
only perform. Our team only performs against bad football teams and
You
the
know what,
Rams
Mudbone? Hold
and
up,
the Rams
hold up, hold up.
because they're good now all of a sudden.
Yeah, oh no, they were a mid team when we played them, and we beat a mid. We were a bad team that played a mid team,
See,
and we
that's
beat
where I
them.
disagree. That's where I disagree.
Well, you can disagree all you want, color, but
Well,
we
can
were
I
a
can I
bad
explain
team at
why
the
I
time where we
disagree?
played them.
Can I
Yes, in a
explain
second,
why I
in
dis?
a
All
second,
right.
in a second. We were a bad team when we played them, and when we played them, they were a mid team. They were a 500 team. That's
They're the
mid.
same team.
At the time when we play them,
Matter of fact, they had
they were
just
a mid
gotten
team.
everybody healthy again when they played us.
Go ahead, color. Explain your.
Okay, you don't just go from bad, mediocre team to putting up 44 on Sean McDermott's defense overnight. They were that team. They were expecting to get right on us, and it failed miserably for them.
They were a bad. They were a mid team. We were a bad
Just
team.
saying. They are what their record says they are.
And they were mid when we played them, and we were
But they're
trash.
not mid now. We know what
They're
they
not
are
now.
now. But
I'm
we
not
know
talking
what they
about now,
actually
bro.
are now. We
I'm not
know
talking
what
about
they
now. I'm
actually
talking
are
about
now.
before then.
They were the same before.
No,
They
they were
just
not.
hadn't shown it. They just hadn't gotten to that
No,
point yet.
color. Stop. 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 Okay?
So you're saying it's okay for us to shame ourselves when a team gets right on us, but it's not okay to shame the Bills or give the Rams credit when they get right on the Bills.
I'm not taking
Because
credit
normally
from
we're the
nobody.
team that they get right on.
Who is saying that, color?
No,
Because
no,
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying that the Rams fully intended that to be a get right game against us, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, because we overperformed
Uh,
in
Maybe
defense
we're just better
and
than
off.
they are.
Well, defense,
Maybe we're just
really.
better than they are.
At that point in that game, we were the better team.
And I think we would beat them again.
We probably would. It's about matchups.
Right.
But my thing is,
So we beat a good team.
no, we didn't beat a good team. They were not a good team. They were a mid
They
team.
didn't play good that night.
They were a mid-team going into that game. Why am I arguing
All
this
right.
game? It's a game.
It's
We're
your
talking about the
show. I'll
Jets and
let you have
Dolphins.
it. I'll let you
Thank you,
have it.
caller.
It's your show, but that's it. Come over to my neck of the woods and let's continue this debate.
Hit that like button, guys. We need 20 more likes. Hit the like button. There's over 50 of you guys in here. Okay, we're gonna
Thank you
continue
for
the
hearing
debate.
me out, though.
I always hear you out, bro. It's just I just need to get mine in too. You know?
I'm just. It's interesting how I don't jump on all the gimmicks, Miss Phins, but this one I am. I think the Rams are a good team. I picked them to beat Buffalo. Did you not
Did
see
you
my
pick 'em?
pigskin pick
I
'em?
was there when you
Did
picked
you
them.
not watch your own show last week?
Yes, I was
I
there.
picked the Rams
Only
to
yes.
win publicly. I've stood on 10 toes publicly right here on Miss Finn's League Wide Wednesday, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Make sure you're going there and checking it out. It's fun. We talk about the whole league. And I clearly picked the Rams to beat the Bills.
Yep, you did. You did. But I don't even know if is Tony here because I got some more for
He
him.
is. He just pointed out that they had
No, he's
no
not.
Cooper Cup before they played us. They had none of that. So all of what you thought was false because they were injured.
Oh my
They
god.
played us fully healthy.
Also, bro.
They played us fully healthy. Puka, Cooper, Tutu.
Tutu Atwell? Okay. What up, Tony? Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, go check out the Blitz pickup, okay, with Tony, with Alex and Lewis. I mean, yeah, with Alex and Lewis, especially with Tony, who swears he's super objective. He's not. Um, and he has great
Got
takes
fired.
sometimes.
Wow. I'm
Uh,
back. Tony, I am just a co-host here. I disavow any association with that last statement that Miss Finn's made. That was between you guys. I'm gonna step back off of that one.
No, I
I'm
mess
gonna
with
go
Tony,
on
but
mute.
no, but seriously, check them out. They're doing awesome things over there, guys. Let's get them to 1,000 subs. They are doing great work. Tony, he's laughing. But look, Tony, you are very objective. Sometimes though, we're gonna disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, I just wish people would hear the entire point before they just clamp down and like 25% of it, because then maybe you'd understand why I'm saying what I'm saying at the beginning of what I'm saying. That's all. That's all I ask. Just hear the whole thing before you actually comment and jump down the throat, and then you're not even understanding. You're assuming the rest. That's all I'm saying. What up, Dave? David from the Jets. How you doing? Appreciate you. Did we get to meet each other this weekend? I hope we did, because you were awesome. You guys were awesome. But I appreciate you. Come check it out. Hit that like button, man. Appreciate you. But Tony, this is the thing. In this particular game versus the Jets, it is true they're not a good team. They're not a good offense. This is, and the reason why I'm not focusing on yards, because I could care less about yards. Don't mean jack to me. Points is what wins games. And guess what? The Jets are right now, after playing us, the 25th at 19.3 points. We're 23rd at 20.3 points in
Yeah,
putting
but I
up
can't
points. That's our
escape.
offense.
I can't escape that top defense, Miss Fins. Look,
And
they,
that top defense is 19th in points allowed
I
this entire
understand.
season per game at
Uh,
23.1
I
points per
understand, but
game.
there's a big log jam at that area too. Let's be real. And let's be fair that I have said it about our team and I maintain it about the Jets. If your offense gets out to a lead early enough, your defense can do much more and it will
Totally.
actually make your defense look better. My point is that they're in the same boat, but they have consistently been top 5 defense in a lot of categories for the past 4 seasons. Last year, and I want to stress this because I think it's going over everybody's head. But when we beat the Jets, we shut them out 30-0, and then we beat them like 34-10 or something.
Yeah.
So we put 74 points on that top 3 defense in 2 games.
But that was then
Now,
when
hold on
they
though.
were
But hold on.
with
Everybody told
Sala.
me everybody told me that defense had checked out by the time we played them. That it was no big deal that Tua put 74 points on them because that defense had already checked out by then. Yet here we are. They finished the season top 3 last year. So how did they check out against us, but nobody else that they played after us?
Because they just
And
don't want to give any credit.
one other thing. One of those games, I forget which one, I think it was the shutout. One of those games, Tua diced their defense up with 8 different receivers and no Tyreek Hill on the field.
That was the second
So,
game.
so, so my only issue with Tua is not that I don't believe he can. It's that he doesn't. I don't want any more doesn't. I want him to go into Houston this week and show everybody why people believe in him. Now, I know he can. I don't believe he will. That is a complete nuanced argument that nobody ever gives me credit for and wants to just say, I'm a Tua hater or I'm a Tua lover.
Color, can I tell you the
There
truth?
is somewhere in the middle. It's called, I know he can do it because he did it against the top 3 defense last year twice. Once without Tyreek Hill on the field. So I know he can do it.
This is the Miami Dolphins schedule so far this year, and the tribal chief, he agrees with you, by the way. This is the Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen. Um, what people want to pretend is that this is in our schedule. Miss Phins, that's ridiculous. You see that Thompson Huntley played 4 games. It's it's true they did. That's on Tua for not being available for us, ladies and gentlemen. This still doesn't take away from the fact that if you really want to get technical, there's only one good team we've played so far, and that's it. And that is the Buffalo Bills. They were good when we played them in the second week. They were good when we played them in the ninth week. That's the only good team we've played so far this entire season, period. The only other time that the only other mid teams, it's either you are a bad team, a mid team, or you're a good team. We've only had one good team that we've played, and that is the Buffalo Bills. That's it. Only the Buffalo Bills. The
Well,
second good team.
now you're having to get me to ask you what your definition of good is because are the Green Bay Packers the Detroit
Damn.
Lions? No.
Did I not? Did
But
again? You're doing exactly what I'm telling AB and Tony. Let me finish because I was just gonna say second, and I was about to talk about Green Bay, and then here you go, color. And I see everybody. Green Bay's not a good team. Yeah, I thought Green Bay was a good team. What happened, Miss Fizz? What are you talking about? Green Bay's a good
well, that's why I
team.
just asked about the definitions. You define it yourself.
I
You
was
know?
getting there, but again,
All
people
right.
just want to jump down their throat
Well, I
before
knew
you
they
can
were
even.
gonna. That's why I preempted the question because I knew they were gonna.
So then I appreciate it. I appreciate it. The only other team, which is what I was literally about to say, is the Green Bay Packers. That's it. So far, this entire season, that's all we've had. 2 teams. The reason why I say the Bill and I emphasize on the Bills is because we played them twice, A, and B, because look at the second time we played the Bills, and it was away. This
Would
to
it
me
change your
was
mind if the Colts beat the Chargers this week?
I don't give about that. I don't care about that. This to me, by the way, everybody wants to talk about how Tua has been so. To me, his best game this entire season was playing versus Buffalo. To me personally, to Miss Phins, the best game Tua has played. And although he wasn't perfect, there were still flaws in all of these games he's played. Because this is Tua Tuesday, so we're talking about Tua specifically. The best game he played was this game right here, and it was a loss. But this loss
Mm,
was away.
mm-mm,
We matched blow for blow to the Bills, and we weren't able to
mm-mm,
come away with the win.
mm-mm. I
Me
still maintain
personally,
I still maintain the snow game last year against Buffalo. I mean, 2
are
years
we
ago
in
against
last year's
Buffalo.
season or are we in
No, I'm
this
talking about
year's
2 years
season?
ago.
Yeah,
Best of
are
his
we
career.
again?
Oh,
Am I saying
I thought you
compared?
were saying best of his
No.
career.
Why am I
All right.
talking about any other season, bro?
I
I'm
don't
talking about
know. I
this
don't know.
season.
How am I supposed to know?
I'm literally going up and
I
down.
thought he was cooking against Arizona. I thought Mike McDaniel lost us that game.
Again, again, again. This was the best game.
Mm.
And the reason why I don't even say Arizona is because Arizona, we were playing at home.
Yeah, but I get it. But
No, the circumstances in which we played the Bills in that game, so cold. This is his best game
I
so
get
far
it.
this
But I
year.
feel like
He got
Arizona.
tested
I
with
feel
that
like
defense,
Arizona was flawless, other than the safety. You know what I mean? Like,
and he lost us that game with
no,
that
he didn't.
safety.
Mike McDaniel lost us that game.
Again, we can disagree to disagree or agree to
All
disagree.
Mike McDaniel had to do was call one running play, and we win that game.
Newfoundland, Newfoundland, please, if you haven't read the literal name of the title of today's show, let me go ahead and tell you. Tua's performance versus Jets. Can Dolphins continue winning? That's the title. It's called Tua Tuesday. So if you're talking about us talking about one player, yes, because this is what we do on Tuesdays. Is we talk about Tua. That's the main focus of today's game. And now we're talking about the range of Tua. Okay? And everybody that wants to again tell me Packers are a very good team. Duh.
No,
But if you guys would have let me finish my point, now I'm sounding like color. God, this is horrible.
can I say one
Uh,
more thing in
Go ahead.
advocacy
Go
for the
ahead.
Arizona game for
Sure.
it being Mike McDaniel's fault?
That's fine. I blame Tua.
When he called that passing play on 2nd and 12, right? We were then faced with a 3rd and 12. Tua threw a clutch pass for a first down for 11 3/4 yards. Remember, it got reviewed and we got
Hmm.
the first down. That play was going to be made anyway. That's why I'm upset with McDaniel, because McDaniel needed to get one rushing yard on that 2nd and 12, and we could have burned off 90 seconds in those two plays, including the third and what would have been 11 instead of 3rd and 12. Tua would have still completed a clutch pass for that first down, and it wouldn't have had to be reviewed.
And that's a
And
great.
it would have burned 30 more seconds off, 45 more seconds off the clock. You see what I'm saying? McDaniel, by not calling one single running play, allowed Kyler Murray an entire 90 full extra seconds to access his playbook on their comeback drive. So I'm sorry, Miss Phins. Mike McDaniel lost us the Arizona game single-handedly with one play call.
Okay. Sure.
Because we
That's
were in the
fine.
lead. Tua overcame the safety. Tua overcame the fumbles that day. We were ahead in the ball game. All he had to do was call one running play on 2nd and 12 and gain 1 yard. And that entire game ends differently because we can burn an extra 90 seconds off the clock.
You see this right here? Tomorrow's Weaver Wednesday, which, by the way, that's a great name, bro. That's a great name. I love that Weaver Wednesday. We'll be talking about how we miss tackles.
Weaver
Last
Wednesday. I
time I
like that.
checked, does he put on pads? Is he the one on the field? Mm?
It
Or
doesn't
is this
matter.
more on
It
player
doesn't
lack of
matter. He
execution?
didn't give his team a chance to get 1 yard. Those players didn't
I'm
get
not
that
talking
chance,
about
Miss
that
Fins.
game, bro. I'm not talking about
Oh,
that game. I'm talking about the
well,
Jets
overall,
game.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, in that particular moment, he didn't give the guys with the pads on a chance
I
to
get
get
that,
that
and
1 yard.
I agree with you, Color. I agree with you. Except I will say, you're not gonna get me off the boat. I still blame Tua for that loss.
I just think that it
That
was his.
safety. That
I thought he
safety
was
was on
cooking that
him.
day. I really do.
He
Yeah.
was until the safety.
Yeah, but again,
Nope.
we were
Eh,
he
eh,
overcame that.
mm,
What do we
mm.
always ask him to do, Miss Fins? Overcome flaws on the team, even if
That's
it's his
true.
own flaws. Okay?
True. That is true.
He
Guys,
overcame
hit that
that.
like button.
He overcame that, and we were leading the ball game. You see how other teams run their offense when they're ahead by 2 points or whatever, and there's 3 or 4 minutes left. You've seen how other teams operate and burn that clock down to nothing before they kick a ceiling
I,
field goal.
how many times have we had this conversation, dude? Where you're like, it's clock management. That's 100% on the coach. Clock management is on the coach, especially in a fourth
Right.
in
So
the
so
fourth
how did he
quarter.
give our
You
players in
look.
pads a chance by calling a passing play like that on 2nd and 12?
Thanks, AB. Appreciate that. That was a
Now,
great
if
game.
you're going to tell me that Tua should have overridden him as a franchise quarterback, then I might agree with you there. But that wasn't the case that day. We have to take that how it was that day, and it just wasn't the case. We can say that, yeah, that's a flaw on our team, that they need. Maybe somebody needs to make it clear to Tua that he can make those decisions. I don't know, but that's something for like that's deeper talk for like in the macro. But no, Mike McDaniel knows that, Miss Fins. Mike McDaniel just needed to call one running play, and we win that game.
You're right. Now, can we bring it forward to the Jets game? Because it's to his performance. But I will say this because I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing your point. I agree with you. Mike McDaniel did not manage the clock in that last series at all, in my opinion. I'm with you on that. It was extremely frustrating, especially
Well,
since,
what would our record be right now?
dude, we'd be in a
We'd be
lot better
seven and
position.
six. We'd be seven and
We'd be in a,
six.
at least for that one, sure. At least for that one, sure. At least for that one, I give it to you. But now, bringing it forward, this for me is so smart. He's stupid. He
That's called
outthinks himself
right,
sometimes.
Michelle. That's overthinking. I think the same thing
Yeah, he
about him. He
overthinks
overthinks
himself.
a lot.
Tua is to blame for getting hurt. Period. Thank you, Joseph. Finally, fan for 50 years. Tua's the best since Marino. You know what? At this point, sure. Tua's the best quarterback we've had since Marino. There you go. This you can't take that away from him. But there's a few things he needs to do. Now I need you guys to hit. We need 20 more likes, guys. We're trying to get to 50 likes, and we can only do that for you with you. We need 20 more likes. Please hit that like button, guys. I appreciate everybody that donates to the channel and show their love to the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for all you guys who have been part of it. Thank you for Color for the impromptu co-hosting today, because
Well, you
bro,
can thank YouTube or StreamYard for that because
yeah.
of the
Yeah,
technical difficulties at
the
the beginning of
literal technical
the
difficulties.
3 shows.
Could have been 8-5 with that Bills game losing by 3.
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
true.
bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Likewise, to keep
1000%.
likewise. I'm not. It's not like I'm backpedaling. It's not like I'm not. I'm all of a sudden a Tua lover. We would be 8-5 if he didn't throw 3 interceptions in the first game against Buffalo.
Right? Exactly. That's a problem. But you know what? Again,
I mean, but see, we can't,
nitpick like that.
we can only be objective up to the point where we blame Tua for something. Because here I just took all the blame off of him for Arizona. And hey, and somebody pointed out that other Buffalo game. But look, we're also at that same record if he don't mess up the first game they played against Buffalo. You're not going to put that on anybody else but Tua. He threw the 3 interceptions, including a pick 6. So, you know, it is what it is. I was screaming off the balcony that Arizona game was Mike McDaniel's fault. And nobody wanted to hear me. They wanted to keep blaming the defense because they were so sure that if you didn't blame the defense, you must be blaming Tua. No, I screamed during the game that was Mike McDaniel's fault. And I've kept the same opinion ever since then. We lost to Arizona because of Mike McDaniel. End of story. You're not going to convince me otherwise. I may be wrong, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. So it's kind of a moot point, right?
Pretty much. uh Let me go back to this. Because somebody asked me this question, and I'm gonna bring this point. But guys, I really do need those 20 likes. Please, please, please get those 20 likes. Everybody, by the way, we keep getting closer to our goal to 2,000 subs. You guys literally are the best. So thank you so much. I gotta update this puppy real quick for us. Boom. We got 5 new subs. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we need the like button, guys. We gotta get 50 likes. Please, 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 guys. Okay. Now, before I continue, this is one thing that I will say again because it is Tua Tagovailoa. You see the last 4 games we have, ladies and gentlemen. It's do or die. We don't even hold our own future at this point. But take a look at this game. We watched it versus the Jets. This is not an easy game. It was never going to be an easy game because, again, to Color's point, which I always bring this up, it is a divisional game. It doesn't matter how good a team is. And I was literally having this conversation last night. I was explaining to my mother um, that although a team could be super good and the other team being the worst team in the league, and you see it all the time where that team beats the good team. Why? Because 2 things. Number one, it's a matchup, and number two, specifically, if it's a divisional game. We see each other twice a year. You guys know us the most. So it's expected that those games will never be just cakewalks. Never, never. But one thing that I had zero sway in my point. And this is why I gave what I gave. I said the Dolphins scored 30 plus points. We win this game. I didn't say that because of the defense of the Jets. I said it because of the offense of the Jets. Because this is the first time that we're going to be actually playing versus the Jets with an actual quarterback that can get the ball downfield. A quote unquote good quarterback. You know what I mean? Now, this particular game taught me one thing about this team. It really does have to be a complete team game like every other game. But we have to utilize all of our pieces. Because if we don't, you see what we saw this game. Ladies and gentlemen, this I put on Mike McDaniel. And I also put it on Tua. How do we not have um Jonnu Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? Dolphins 32-26. Forget.
Really quick, Miss Phins, before it go too far down the road and the point gets lost, there is actually an objective reason why divisional games are tougher for all the divisional teams. It's because when the Jets and the Dolphins and the Patriots and the Bills are making their draft picks, they make those picks based on what the other teams in their division are doing and how their rosters are constructed. We are literally designed to beat each other, because if you don't win your division games, you don't have a chance any season. You're in the pickle we're in every season if you don't win your division games. So these teams, it's not that they know each other. It is that they know each other. But the reason they know each other is because their whole scouting and draft process is designed around making sure that our roster has good matchups for their players. And they do the same thing. So when you talk about so-and-so nobody offensive lineman versus so-and-so nobody defensive lineman, they may match up better against us in that one key position or 10 key positions, to where they did that because they're like, look, if we don't win another game, we got to at least beat the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. So, you know what I mean? That's from their standpoint. We're all doing that. So we all end up with basically the same exact team, and it's up to those players to execute better or worse than the other teams. And a lot of times both teams don't, or they do. If they don't, then it's like, hey, both their defenses decided not to show up. Or if they do, it's both their offenses decided to show, or offenses decided to show up. You see what I'm saying? That's why you'll either get 33-30 scores or you'll get 12-10 scores in a division game. But you'll always get, I mean, look, I had the Jets cover in 5.5. I thought we'd win by 4. Does that mean I was betting against the Dolphins? No, I was betting us by 6. Well, if we kick a field goal in overtime, then the Jets cover that 5.5. It's a divisional game. People even make bets accordingly. They're like, oh yeah, man, it's the Jets versus the Bills. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm still taking the Jets to cover the spread there. Unless it's like really low. If it's like, 10 points, yeah, the Jets will definitely lose by less than 10 most of the time against the Bills. And so will we. If we were playing the Bills right now, I'd be taking the Dolphins plus spread, because I know that whenever we play them and we don't make mistakes, we usually lose by 2 or 3. Or we could win. We could finally steal one.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm taking the +4 on Miami. You know what I mean? Now, it doesn't always work out. Sometimes Tua throws 3 interceptions and we lose 31-10 and we don't cover. But most of the time, if we're playing the Bills tough, we're not going to lose by more than 4.
It depends. But it is something that
We've never lost by more than 4 when we've played them tough. Never. Think about it. Go look at the records. I'm not even sure we've lost by more than 3. I think one of them we lost by 4. And every one of them have come down to Josh Allen with the ball, either running the clock out or running the clock out and kicking the game-winning field goal. Every single one. Minus the ones that we just didn't show up in, where Tua throws 3 interceptions, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If we're executing at a high level, we ain't losing by more than 4 to the Bills. I don't care how good the Bills fans think they are. I don't care how superior they think they are to us. I don't care if they're our daddy. None of that. If we show up, we're not losing by more than 4. And I could apply the same thing to the Texans because the Texans is a similar type of team to the Bills in quality. Most of the good teams. Look at our results against the Cardinals. Look at our results against the Bills again. Look at our Packers kind of took it to us, but whatever.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we're losing by
What?
3 points in these big games.
Look, this is what I wanted to bring up real quick because I want to make sure that, and I'm not trying to be here all day. Um, ladies
It
and
only
gentlemen,
takes one, Sabi. Sorry, Miss Phins. I had to
you can
give a joking answer to that one. It only takes once.
look. They had 21 carries, 83 yards in the run game. They had 27 completions,
Mhm.
339
Wow. Real
yards.
quick. Aaron's stat line. I'm noticing something very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
27 for 39, 339, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 3 sacks. His passer rating, his traditional passer rating, which usually is meant to imply or implicate how efficient a quarterback is, right? In a
Mm-hmm.
game. His passer rating was 104.5. His QBR, which is more geared towards how much did you contribute to the production of your offense or the win if you got the win. Okay, so losing drops that. So I can understand why his QBR is a tad lower than Tua's was for that game, right? Which I'm sure you'll show in a second. I don't want to preempt you. But if I can give a little spoiler, Tua had 47 pass attempts, similar yardage. There you go. Okay. 2 TDs, no interceptions, no sacks, yet a .4 less passer rating. So that just goes to show
Mm.
you how important when it comes to efficiency, 37 attempts or 30 whatever attempts that Rodgers had is compared to 47 attempts. So Rodgers was able to get
It's seven,
Rodgers was
seven
able to get
percentage points.
339 on how many on 39 attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Tua got 331 on
On
47
47,
attempts.
8 more
And that's
attempts.
the reason his rating is just a smidgen lower. I mean, they're effectively the same number, 104. You could round Aaron's up to 105 because he's at 0.5. And technically, the rules of math, you round up.
Yeah,
But
rules of Matthew rounds up,
whatever,
so it's
whatever. I'm not going to
105. But
nitpick.
regardless,
You know,
they're
it's
practically 1
fascinating to
point
see
away.
that.
Now,
It's fascinating
this
to
is
see
what I
how
want to say.
much of a difference the number of attempts makes
Of course,
in
this
getting
is what
your
I wanted to
yardage.
go ahead and point out. Ladies and gentlemen, we had 339 passing yards in this game from Aaron Rodgers and only 83 yards rushing. What does that tell me? That the defense really focused on stopping the run game of
Hmm.
the Jets. That was one of the major keys that this defense, our defense, the Dolphins defense, focused on when it comes to the
How
Jets.
much did we give up
We only gave up 83
to
rushing yards.
one player?
No, 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 to two different players.
How many did the rookie get?
Braylon Allen, 43. The other guy got 40.
Oh,
So
okay,
it's
so they
pretty
were
even.
even.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were both averaging pretty
I
much
kind of don't
4.0.
like the fact that we gave up 83 yards to two nobodies. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because again, we're not gonna pretend like Braylon Allen wasn't good. I mean, he's been good for
Yeah,
them
true, but
because of Brees Hall.
neither one of
So
them
come
are
on.
Brees Hall.
True, I'm not ever gonna pretend like they are, but they're still comparable. It takes
Yeah,
two
yeah,
to be a
yeah. But
one Brees Hall.
it certainly
But it takes two
forced
to be a one Brees Hall. Is what I'm
right,
trying to
and
say.
it certainly forced Aaron to put the ball in the air more.
Hence why we said you gotta beat us, Aaron Rodgers. You
And
see
we
what I
did
mean?
3 sacks.
And we forced him to have to beat us.
And look, we got 3 sacks on him. Looks
and
like our
we were
defense
able.
played great. I don't know what anybody's talking about because
I'm just
I don't see a number next to Tua's name for in the sack department.
So I no, what I'm trying to say is just comparing the productivity and where the focus you can tell based on the outcome what the focus was for this team, for this defense, our defense versus their offense. Again, this is how I break it down as it should be in my opinion. So our defense clearly said we're not gonna let you run the ball on us. You don't have Breeze Allen. It's gonna take you two plays to try to get some
Right, right.
because that's literally what it is. Brees Allen does. I mean, Brees Hall does this every game, pretty much. So it took two other players to do what Brees
Hmm.
Allen one player does. Okay,
Hmm.
that's A. We stopped. Oh, but it's 90. It's 83 yards and they got a touchdown. Yes, I
Well, I
get
mean,
it.
in some
83 yards. They
aspect,
got a
look,
touchdown.
I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. In some aspects, our defense did some great things, but they got to. I mean, Miss Phins, we're going backwards in tackling again. I mean, we're
I'm
back to
not.
that point.
I'm not
It
saying that they were great.
it feels like I'm watching Jerome Baker's linebacking crew. You know what I mean? It's
Again,
we
I'm
got to get
not.
the tackling fixed. It's just all there is to it. It's terrible.
That's true.
It's
I
gonna lose.
agree.
It's lose. Like
I agree.
it's contributing to our losses, and it's contributing to the fact that we're getting points scored on us. Absolutely.
Yes. Now, guys, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We need 20
Notice
more
how I could
likes.
use a word like contributing to and not the reason for.
Yeah, some people can't. Hit that like button, guys. We got over 50 or we got 60 of you guys in the building. We need 20 more likes. Technically, 21 more likes to get to 50 likes. Let's go ahead and do that. What's up, CB83? Guys,
I'm
go check
glad
them out.
CB83 point
We
that
need
out.
more
Good morning.
effort on defense. You're right. We
Hmm.
need better tackling. That
Now
is
I
true.
do want to say
Hold on, wait
from
before you say
go
it.
ahead, go ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead.
say this.
Yep.
I want you to keep the same energy because I'm gonna say the same thing and change one word. We need more effort on this offense too.
Hmm.
Okay, that's
And
all I'm saying.
I think CB83, having coached the game and played it himself, would agree with me that specifically when you talk about effort on defense, number one, it's effort in open field tackling, obviously, technique,
Hmm.
angles, stuff like that. That's the easy stuff to say. That's the obvious stuff, especially
Hmm.
against Green Bay and again against the Jets. Where I saw the lack of effort against Green Bay the worst is in pursuit to the football. So a lot of the reason that our guys are missing tackles and they're breaking through for 3 or 4 extra yards every time is because nobody is swarming to the football. And I'm sorry, we just don't have the best open field tacklers in the game. Cater's one of them, but we don't have a lot of Caters. You know what I mean? So they got to start the effort. The lack of effort is in pursuit to the football. And it was embarrassing against Green Bay. People standing around with their, never mind. You know
Yeah,
what I
let's
was going to
not.
say,
I
Miss
know what
Vince.
you were gonna say, so we're not
Okay.
gonna say that.
It's PBS kids around here. Anyway,
Exactly. But
so you get
let
what I'm
me.
saying. Now, that being said, tackling probably just as horrible against the Jets Sunday,
Oh,
right?
probably yeah.
And getting cooked in the secondary and
Oh my God, they were
that
getting
kind of
eaten
stuff.
up
Yeah,
left and right.
terrible.
It was so frustrating.
But I will say that obviously Weaver listens to my show and knows that yes, the problem against Green Bay, huge problem, was pursuit of the football. Because I did see guys this week start to swarm the ball a little more and help the guy out. Like Cater gets a hand on somebody. He gets owned, but he gets a hand on somebody. And just enough that if you got 4 or 5 guys swarming to the football, they can clean it up for him. And I saw that get a little better. So it told me that while it still ain't great, and there's still plenty of lack of effort when it comes to pursuit to the football, it does seem like it's a coaching point in practice because it was a little better when it comes to pursuit to the football specifically than it was against Green Bay. But
So
we gotta continue to clean that stuff up. It's getting ridiculous.
agreed, agreed,
And
agreed.
there's
Now
no way we're beating the Texans if we're playing defense like that. Just none. Pre-blame them now because our offense cannot score enough points against the Texans if our defense
we'll
is playing like
see.
that.
We'll see. But let's hit the like button real quick, guys. Also too, guys, if you want to go ahead and donate to the channel, we're also selling our Phins shirts. They're $25 and it goes to Dolphins Cancer Challenge. It's our fundraiser. So go ahead and check those out as well. But I will say this, where I'm trying to go with this, if I'm ever allowed to, let me
Never.
finish my point.
Never.
Dang you, color! 10 minutes of me trying to get this sucker out. This is where I'm trying to go, and I'm gonna ignore the chat for a second. It looks like the main focus here was let Aaron Rodgers beat us with his arm. That was the focus. Ah, thanks. I'm glad you
With
did.
his 40-something-year-old arm.
Yep, with his 40-something-year-old arm because he's supposed to be all that great. We said you beat us instead of your run game. That's where we were. Now, if you take a look at this, and I'm gonna compare it to our the rest of our defense. I'm just gonna go team wide because it's much easier. Um, no, that's their defense. Their top two guys, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams.
Mm,
They each
mm,
had over 100 yards.
just
You got
cooked.
cooked, yo. You got cooked. There's no other way of saying it.
And look at
This
the
defense
target
got
numbers, Miss
cooked.
Fins.
7 of 10, Garrett Wilson. 9 of 11,
Oh my gosh.
Adams.
Just
That's
cooked.
it. That's pretty much their entire. Everybody else is just dinking
And the
dunking.
sad thing is we got Fuller back.
This is what I wanted to show people because you don't think that I can be objective. I can. This to me is horrible. You can maybe get one guy, but when you have two guys over 100 each, that's horrible. That means your secondary is not doing their job.
And look at the longs.
See, this tells me
Both of
the
them
D
had
line is
an
taking care.
explosive.
D line is taking care of the run game, even though they're allowing carries.
Hmm.
They're going for nothing. 3.9, 4.0. They're averaging 4.0. That's not bad, but it takes them what?
Right.
3, 4 to get a first down. You know what I mean?
Yep. And if you look at their long and their average, and look at
Exactly.
Tyler Conklin too, his long and his average.
Look at the long
They're
for.
getting big plays on us. You know what I mean?
This
Like,
is not good for our
oh,
defense. This is again the secondary when we have to get better at. This defense has to tighten up. Now, Miss Phins, we got guys that are out. We do. I'm not gonna pretend like we don't.
I mean, we
See,
must be last in the league in explosives in passing.
mm, no, I don't think so. Um,
We were already having a
or no,
problem giving up the
we
deep
were
ball.
having a
That's why,
problem, but
matter of fact, we were having that problem before Green Bay because that's one of the points that Cynthia made was that we give up the most to the deep ball, like on average.
what I feel like people forget, what people don't pay attention to, is the fact that this team, this defense specifically, I was trying to get some of the defense in. We're still dealing with Weaver year one. Right now, as it stands, like I told you, when it comes to points for, this defense is ranked 14th in the league. That's not good.
That's
That's
the
not
other
good.
totally unfair
I
thing. It's
mean,
like
that's
keep
not
scapegoating
great,
a first year
but it
defensive
is up.
coordinator.
It is um the upper half of the league. I'll give him that. I will definitely give him that. Now, one thing that I wanted to go ahead and touch upon, obviously, the Dolphins, or whatever, the Dolphins, uh, advanced chance. Let me see if I can. Okay,
And I don't even mind the short please. While you're looking that up, I'll just real
yeah.
quick. Yeah,
Hit that like
I
button, guys.
I
We
don't
need
even mind.
19 more likes.
I don't even mind all that short stuff, AB, if that's what you got to do. I just don't think McDaniel is like calls it.
Okay, you know what?
He doesn't
You're
really
right.
call it in an inspired way. Like it seems to be so easy for other teams to get their guys, their playmakers in space with the ball. It's so hard for me to understand why McDaniel can't devise a way other than just repetitive, execution of two or three of the same thing. I mean, it's like I get that we should be able to do that and execute, but there, AB, you got to admit there are so many other. If you had Tua at your disposal, that you would be doing it differently than McDaniel is doing it. Come on, like
So
let's be
let's no,
real.
it's okay. Look, Miami Dolphins right now in defense again in points allowed. We're 14th. We're tied for 14th. That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, see, this is why I bring you the info. I don't just bring it out of nowhere and randomly talk about crap. No, I'm showing you what's going on. So this is the Miami Dolphins, and I want you to take a look. This is the team defenses.
Very quickly, or and you can just respond in chat. I'm just going to ask and go back on mute. Are you referring to? I mean, are you thinking AB? And serious question: are you thinking that maybe that's why we went to so much running by short passing, like West Coast style, because we just we're having that issue with the guards, and so ultimately, yeah, you're running a lot of screens, you're running a lot of flat passes and all that to supplement the run. That's what you're supposed to do in the West Coast anyway. Um, but again, I think that there's still. I know it's execution because, but at the same time, all of a sudden, Jonu gashing them for 15 yards a pop. It's weird that that's just all of a sudden we started executing that properly. Well, if at some point in a 3 hour, in a 60-minute ball game, McDaniel's got to realize, let's win the game, please, and then we can figure out why we're not executing that one screen properly. You know what I mean? I mean, as far as the
Okay.
running goes and all that, if we're having trouble running the ball, which we have been, and it's getting to be a habit for the past 3 or 4 games, even against the Patriots, we barely ran the ball like effectively. Um, so if we're
Yeah,
needing to supplement that with 47 pass attempts and 15 of them are basically supplemental run plays, then that's fine. Gotta, again, execute, or McDaniel's got to find a way to design things that we can execute easier.
but
I
I
feel like
feel like
McDaniel's making it hard on us.
it's an
So,
overly complicated offense. Tony, are you part of mainstream media? Because it sounds like you may be. It's funny because the place
but
where
he's right. He's
no, no, no.
right.
Can
Though.
I finish, color? Let me finish.
No, no, he's right.
It's funny because the plays work when the players execute, but when the players don't execute, the play fails. Funny how that works. Obviously, that's how that works.
But
If
that
the players
explains
don't
why
execute,
Jonu gashes them twice all of a sudden at the end. I mean, that is an explanation, Miss Phins.
you don't. You're not even. You know what?
I mean,
I'm feeling
we've been
like
running
colors.
that play
I think
all
you and
day.
I. Let me hold on. Let me because clearly we changed roles here. So because I'm color
Yeah, that's
now.
right. That's right.
Um.
I'm in the driver's seat now.
There you go. Sheesh, Miss Vince. No, I'm trying to get my point out. You're stating the obvious. Uh, Tony is what I'm trying to say. I agree with you, but you're stating the obvious. Now, if I were to get a second to talk about this team,
Well, of course, that's what you do in a small window.
This is what their defense did with us. Our rushing game, we had 19 rushing, 44 total yards. They clearly said, Tua, you're going to have to beat us. So Tua Tagovailoa, can you beat the Jets? They literally said, you're going to have to beat us. They focused on what? We're going to allow Tua to be the one to beat us. Guess what? 331, 7 yards on average. No sacks. Look at our, again, oh, damn, what only had 9 for 99?
Oh boy,
Almost had
look, that looks exactly like theirs.
it.
Wow.
Literally, pretty much. Waddle, 9 of 12. Tyreek, 10 of 14. Tyreek with 115 yards and a touchdown. Waddle, 9 for 99. And the rest of the guys are just
Even our
whatever.
tight end did just as well as theirs. Now here's the key, and this is
3 of
what
44.
right now. Right. So one thing I want to ask Miss Phins, we got to go back to the Jets line for a minute to find out, but this will answer the question that AB and I are wondering right now. Go to the Jets and find out how many.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, you're.
before you talk, no, before
That's
you
a
talk, I
different
need to
question,
address
but
this. This
really quick.
is what I've been trying to say
But
all
wouldn't that?
game, and this is where I said earlier I'm frustrated with Tua Color because this shouldn't be the case for us to have to wait till overtime to use him,
Well, from
which
what
is
I understand,
ridiculous.
Jonu had to petition McDaniel to get the football. So you're right. That is, I mean,
We
it's
act
hard
like
to.
our plays only do our plays only
We're,
have two options? Is that what it is? It's only option A and
I
that's
don't
it?
know. I don't
First
know.
read? Is that it?
We're all. You know what? This is a question right here that's going to be answered this Sunday against the Texans. Unfortunately, it's a question that has to be answered on the field because we still have a chance and all that. You know what I mean?
Johnu got
Yeah.
how many?
Not a
He
lot.
got
Three receptions. Same as their tight end.
3 of 4 passes.
And one explosive
Three
or two
of
explosives.
4 passes.
Right. But real quick,
All of them in the overtime.
here's how we're going to answer the question AB and I had about about supplementing the running game with short passing. How many passing yards did their running back get? Because Achan got 45 on top of his rushing yards. So you got to look at Achan as all-purpose yards because his catches are effectively handoffs, Ms. Fins. That's running in the West Coast. So Achan actually had like
38.
80-something yards rushing, if you think of it that way.
38.
38 off. So they still kind of did what Achan did. But as I said, when you're looking at
It's 81 total yards.
when you're looking at
When I get that
80-something
breakdown.
yards total for Achan, you have to look at those short passes as running plays. That's why Tua doesn't look anywhere else and he throws right to Achan because it's a running play. It's a way, basically. You remember, Miss Fins, how Peyton Manning used to do the stretch handoff? And they were like, wow, look how far he's stretching out. And it gives the ability for them to run those off tackle plays and already flanking the defense and all that. That's similar philosophy with the West Coast is you're trying to say, forget the toss sweep and all that. I'm going to throw the ball out to a hitch, screen pass, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm going to get it out there onto the flank and start my running game from there. That's what you're effectively doing. So I think it's fair to say that those 40-something receiving yards by Achan are technically rushing yards.
They're technically not, but they are part of his total yards.
In this system, the West Coast system, they absolutely are rushing yards.
Not what the stats say.
Well,
But
I know I don't.
anywho,
That's the part where that's when the stats can't capture what's actually going on.
I understand that. let me go to where I'm trying to get to with this defense. When it comes to the defense, ladies and gentlemen, we're 11th when it comes to getting turnovers. Not bad. 4 when it comes to fumble losses. But let me go out here to where I want to take you guys. Okay, so there you go. Advanced team metrics. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. Here it is. In touchdowns allowed, Dolphins are 14th. That's points.
Oh boy.
In
You know
total
what
air
Vance
yards,
Joseph was ranked?
what?
So you know what Vance Joseph's defense was ranked?
Probably higher.
Like 28th in that category.
Probably higher. How many times do we blitz? 24% of the time. So we're not a blitzing team. Let me get this.
Well,
When
we're
it comes to
trying not to
hurries,
have to. With the
well,
four-man
well,
front, we're trying not to have to blitz.
we'll see. When it comes to our quarterback hurry percentage, we're at 8.8. When it comes to quarterback knockdown pass attempts, we're at 7.2. That's not too bad. When it comes to pressure percentage, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 21% of the snaps. We're able to bring in pressure to the
Wow.
QB.
Mm. Mm. That's
I don't know what
interesting.
this last one is. Our missed tackles. This is where I wanted to show you
Where
guys.
does the 21%
Hold
rank
on.
in the league?
One
If you don't
flipping
mind,
second.
if you don't mind
I'm gonna check it
sorting
in
for
a
that.
second. I'm
Sure,
gonna do
sure,
that, but I
sure.
need to do it after this. Ladies and gentlemen, because everybody wants to talk about how horrible we are. Oh my God, how we are the worst. We are horrible. 84 missed tackles is ridiculous. I agree
Mm,
with you guys, but I
mm.
need you to understand what's going on. We're not the worst one. One,
Oh
two,
wow.
three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh,
9,
look at the
10th
Packers.
worst.
Ooh, look at the Packers. You mean that team that we missed all those tackles on?
But see, this is the stuff that people don't want to pay attention to. I get it, but we're not the worst. We're not the best, but we're not the worst.
They get a little more pressure than we do. Not
Yeah.
much. Not
So
any
on
to
the
write
missed
home
tackles,
about.
which is ridiculous at 84, I agree with you. This defense needs to tighten up.
So who's just below us in that number? Like who's just
Browns,
better?
Bengals, Chargers,
The
Seahawks,
Chargers. Interesting.
Arizona, Chiefs
Chiefs? Spagnuolo's
by
defense is
4.
up 80, has
By
80 missed
4.
tackles?
Only by
You're
4
kidding
missed
me.
tackles. No, I'm not kidding you. Look at the numbers, bro. This is why I show you. I bring in actual facts.
Wow. I guess those must not have been critical missed tackles. That's why I love you, Miss Phins. You're
This
just
is
like
why I
me.
have to let people. Yeah, give me a second. I show you what's going on. If we talk about the teams that are giving up 80 plus tackles
Mm-mm-mm.
this season, we're
Mm-mm-mm.
top 10 worst. 1000%. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th. Actually, technically, because it's 1, 2, 3 of them are tied. So
Right, right, right.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 8th.
And we're
9,
not
10,
defending the
11,
missed
12,
tackles. We're trying to point out that you have
11.
no right to defend Tua by pointing to the missed tackles. That's what we're saying.
Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are 12th worst team in the league in missed tackles. We're 10. We're 8th worst team, ladies and gentlemen. Technically 10, because there's 10 team. We're the 10th team 10th worst team, but there are a couple teams that are tied for the same number.
I'd like to ask for Michael K, but I feel like joking around with him right now and telling him to look it up himself. It's his own team, but
Alright.
it's too easy just to scroll down and find out where Buffalo's at.
55, the second best team.
Uh,
That's good. Uh,
well, it wouldn't be good if all
actually, AB, everybody has been doing that, so don't,
Miss
because
Fins,
that's ridiculous.
Miss
Let's
Fins.
go to pressure percentage.
You know what, Miss Fins?
What?
Let's just say for hypothetical, okay, that those 55 missed tackles that Buffalo has were all on goal line situations that were scored on. Let's say that those 55 tackles gave up 55 touchdowns. Would it be awesome defense then?
No.
But they would still be at the bottom of the list in missed tackles, right?
Yeah. Situational. I know what you're saying. Listen,
And you
when it
also
comes to
notice, real quick, all of the teams that are in the top 10, like above us, most of them, except for the
okay, then we're
Houston
10th.
Texans, interesting. I didn't notice that till just now. And the Jets, wonder how Jonu got those plays all of a sudden. Anyway,
Hmm.
my point is these teams have no offense, which means their defenses are inherently going to have more missed tackles because they have more minutes on the field. So again, if the Indianapolis Colts
What the
got
hell are you
every one
talking
of
about?
those missed tackles on drives that didn't score,
Who
then
cares?
none of them mattered. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that that's how you have to keep that in mind as you're gauging and comparing and juxtaposing to what you're seeing on the field. If it matches up, okay. And it looks like it does. But nobody's going to tell me that the Houston Texans are the equivalent to the Raiders as a team because they give up more missed tackles than the Raiders. So,
What's up,
we just got
Shekel?
to stop with this nonsense. If every one of
Anywho.
Buffalo's missed tackles gave up a touchdown, nobody would be praising them for having the lowest missed tackles.
Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button. We're trying to get to 50 likes. We're so close, but we can only do that with you guys. So hit that like button. I really do appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for coming through. This is the third stream because we had literal technical difficulties, but I appreciate you guys coming through. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to go ahead and show you how our defense is doing. And AB, I literally haven't changed anything. When it comes to points scored, we are ranked 19th. That hasn't changed. When it comes to points score or points allowed, I don't understand your point. Make a better point so that way we can understand it. Anyways, pressure percentage, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who um let's see the pressure percentage for each team and where they're at compared to other defenses. So the best pressure percentage team, you always got to do percentages. You can't do hard numbers. Percentages, that goes to Cleveland Browns. They got a 27.7 pressure rate when it comes to the opposing offense. Where are the Miami Dolphins, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, jeez.
Well,
Okay, we are.
if you hit the sort button again, it'll put best first.
No, this is worst.
Oh, how much? Oh, you're right. I'm so used to looking at the offensive line's pressure rate.
Yeah,
I
no,
had it
this
backwards.
is
I'm sorry,
worst.
Ms. Menza.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
go back to the other way.
exactly. It's okay. It's not like I've ever done this before, but I appreciate you.
So we are kind of low compared to the league in getting
When
pressure right now.
we're not getting pressure to the
Yeah,
quarterback, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
that's not enough. That's one
That's
out
not
of every
good.
5 dropbacks,
Exactly.
roughly.
It's pretty much 21%.
Right.
We have to get more pressure on the quarterback.
If
That
we
goes for
step
the
that up
D
to
line. That
2,
goes for the edges. We have to be able to
yep.
get more pressure.
If we
Guess
step
what?
that up to 2 every 5 dropbacks, it'd be enough for us to do a lot better. You know what I mean? If we just brought that up to 2 per 5 dropbacks instead of where we're at, which is 1, so that means they have 4 dropbacks where their quarterback can do whatever they want
That's
every
not
5
good.
snaps.
That's not good at all. Now, granted, the best team in the league, I'm going to go back to it, is the Cleveland Browns at
Mm,
27.7%.
interesting.
Broncos are second at 27.1.
Oh, you mean that Vance Joseph defense? Wow.
You and Ben Joseph.
Who knew?
Chiefs, 26.4.
And that's where the Chiefs are making up for their
And
problems
look
with
at
missed
the
tackles.
Jets. Look at the
So let me
Jets.
ask you a question, Miss Fins.
24, hold on.
Sure.
24.7 pressure percentage, guys. The Jets right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, eighth. Best team when it comes to pressure percentage. That's
Um,
good.
we're gonna have to deal with that
We
again
have to
against the
be better.
Texans.
This is a team we're about to face.
Yep.
And then the
Yep.
ninth best team when it comes to pressure
Yep.
percentage. The ninth best team is the Texans.
So,
That's who we're about
uh,
to face.
real quick, Miss Fins, if a
Go
if a
ahead.
if a defensive tackle or a linebacker gets pressure on the quarterback, but the quarterback, let's say, throws the ball or escapes him, is that
Toughs
considered a
out.
missed tackle?
Say that again.
If a defensive pass rusher gets in on the quarterback, gets a hand on him, but the quarterback throws the ball out of that tackle, is that considered a missed tackle?
I don't know.
Because if it is, it would explain why the Kansas City Chiefs have a higher number or have a high number of missed tackles, because it would say that they're based on the fact that they have a top ranked pressure rate. It seems like they're getting in there a lot, but they're missing the sacks. You know what I mean? And those are
Yeah.
being counted as missed tackles. That's what it seems like. That could explain why they're so high on this list, but so low on the missed tackles. You know what I mean?
And let's go to sacks. Denver Broncos, 47 sacks. They're the best sacking team so far in the league with 47. Texans are second best with 42. Where are the Miami Dolphins? What does that say? That's second and last. We're the
Mm,
31st worst team when it
in
comes to
what?
our defense and it comes to sacks with only 24. We're tied
Oh,
for
yeah,
31st.
that stinks.
That's horrible. So anybody that wants to say that I never talk about that defense is how the no, I do. I do. And I can do the same thing for the offense too, which I do. And today was supposed to be about Tua, but with people and their feelings, Lord. Now the last one that I want to talk about with this defense is the hurry percentage. How many hurries can we get at least somehow affect the team? Kansas City is third best in the league. Jets are sixth best in the league. Where are the Miami Dolphins? Oh, where we at? I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th best team. In just what? Creating hurries. That's not bad. That's good. Guess who's tied with us? The Texans. And the number that we have. Now, percentage wise, we're better than they are when it comes to hurries. But overall, we have the same number of hurries than the Texans do. That's the team we're about to face. That's the defense this offense is about to face. But I just wanted to go ahead and just show you guys that although you may not be happy, 'cause I know I'm not satisfied, nor am I happy. This defense still has to get better. Everything has to be within reason. With again, oh, we've been playing bums, so that's why they're so good. It's true. We have been playing bums. Now you see why. I could do this about the offense too right now, but I won't because I have to get out of here. Um, but guys, all I wanted to go ahead and talk about today, well, what I was attempting to go ahead and talk about today, multiple things at this point, but Tua had a good game, got us the win, did what he needed to do, but I'm still going to press myself onto him and say that we have to use our players better. And the fact that we waited till overtime to really utilize Janu, that's on Tua, that's on McDaniel, and that's horrible. 1000% horrible. Especially when you can see how he allows us to spread the ball out. So I expect moving forward that Tua, because we know he's always been allergic to tight ends, finally utilizes the rest of the year his tight ends. Not a perfect game, too much meat left on the bone, but he was still able to go ahead and do it. So, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. I know it was a lot of what do you call it? The third time's a charm. 3 different streams to try to get these vocals going, but I appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you're catching the replay. Thank you so much for catching the replay. Just hit the like button. Let everybody else know we are um here. We are live. Color, you've been awesome helping me out today. Very happy to have you here.
First
Um,
part of the title for my closing thoughts. 2 is performance versus the Jets. I will say that by the end of the game and at the end of the day, we took it down and scored a touchdown in overtime to win out. We didn't have to kick a field goal. We put our foot on the gas and we rolled right down and scored a touchdown to end the game. Hey, the second question, can the Dolphins continue winning? Well, that all depends on how bad the Texans secondary is. And I'll leave it at that. We'll talk about all that the rest of the week.
Yeah, we definitely will. And we'll talk more about this game tomorrow too on the AFC East show in the morning and obviously League Wide Wednesday, guys. And you can catch tomorrow morning the AFC East show every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Also tomorrow night, League Wide Wednesday at 8 p.m. I appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much for coming through. Like I said, you can catch the Miss Finn show Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday. I really do appreciate you guys so much for coming through. Color, thank you for being awesome, awesome, awesome addition to today's show. And you know what? I know this is probably gonna get I'm gonna get taken out of context all day. All I ask is tell people to hit the like and subscribe button. That's all I ask for. Appreciate you guys. We don't have to agree, but I wish people would, use the 2 things on the side of your ears more than you use this, or in this case, this, so you can hear more than you're actually speaking. Because if you would allow people, now I really do sound like color. If you allow people to get their points across, you whatever question you think is you have might actually get answered. So there you go. But anyways, guys, take care. I will see you tomorrow morning. And again, be happy. Be be you know, be the best you can be. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Take care and bye bye.